You can turn on the microphone so they can hear you.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You can better ba-dum ba la 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 la.
Doctor says you're cured, but you still feel the pain. La da 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 da, and your hopes go down the drain, and you want her, and she wants you.
We want everyone, and you want her, and she wants you. No one, no one, no one ever is to blame. You know who I blame?
Who do you blame?
Shelly Ham.
No, don't blame Shelly Ham. She's our friend.
She's not my friend.
What do you mean?
Shelly Ham? You like her?
I love Shelly. She's the best.
Okay. You like who you like. Me? I'm a Zagame man.
No, you like Zagame.
Mm-hmm. I think Zagame is the greatest.
Well, I think Shelly Ham is.
All right. Let's agree to disagree.
Okay.
Mino Gigajebe. Good morning. And welcome back to the show. Shelly Ham. And Zagame. Gold star for Shelly and a silver star for Zagame. And Zagate. Let's give Zagate Jack. You get nothing, Zagate. Why can't you get here on time? Did you know Shelly Ham and Zagame were sitting around? I don't think so. Oh, and here comes Missy, strolling in all casual like. Missy, you want a bronze star? Oh, the audacity.
The audacity! Can you imagine?
Audacity or audacity?
I think it's audacity.
Oh, the audacity. So, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo, a podcast about a little thing we like to call Ojibwe language. Huh, sweetie?
That's right!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Natasha.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show.
And over here, the Michael Lyons, the rock star cartoonist. Michael Lyons has books in Ojibwe language, comic books, coloring books, children's books, all available, if I can find it, at Amazon.com. Oh, and me? Who am I, you may ask? Well, that's a long story. You see, my name is Nanaboozhoo, and my story begins. How's my story begin, sweetie?
You were born and very young.
I was born very young. I think that was my grandpa's joke.
Yeah, I think it was too.
You see, it was tough for me. I was born very young. I was very small as a baby. And dumb. I couldn't even speak. I didn't even know the language. Not even English when I was a baby.
I know, you were so dumb.
So, how's it going? I just wish Jim Dunn was here.
Jim Dunn is here.
What? Oh, hey, Jim. What's going on? Cheers. Jim's here.
Yeah.
Shelly Ham. Happy day after prayer day. Minobi Ishwa Anima E Gijagud. Ishwa Anima E Gijagud. Is the day after Sunday or the day after prayer day. That's what we would call it, huh, sweetie?
We sure would.
And today, I would like to talk about the sacred act of day after praying.
What are you talking about?
I mean, everyone talks, oh, how do you pray? Let's spend a whole day on prayer. But nobody asks, how do you day after prayer? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you. Sweetie, would you teleport me outside for a minute?
I'd be happy to.
All right, let me get rid of the text. And then if you could just scan for my coordinates.
Scanning for your coordinates. Got it.
All right. And would you set me out in the, just behind the house?
Yeah, sure. 1 to teleport.
Teleporting 1. Energize. Ah.
Bloop. Hello.
Hi, sweetie.
Oh, hi. Did you make it out there okay?
Yeah, I'm in one piece.
Oh, good. Give me a call when you want me to pick you up.
I sure will.
Roger that. Over and out.
Over and out, sweetie.
Bloop.
So here we are. Agwaching. Anin, Asia Webak, Agwaching. How is the weather outside? Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something you already know. Life ain't all sunshine and roses. It's a mean and a nasty place, and I'll knock you down to your knees and keep you there if you let it. I learned that on Rocky 5, was it? Or was it, no, it wasn't one of the Creed. It might be Rocky Balboa. I'm losing track of which Rocky movie is what, but that's what Sylvester Stallone said. Well, that's what Rocky said. It's a mean and nasty place. I'll knock you down to your knees, and I'll keep you there if you let it. If you let it. And then he goes on and he says, it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about, can you take the hits and keep moving forward? You got to learn to take the hits and keep moving forward, because that's how winning's done. I mean, don't look at me. That's what Sylvester Stallone said. Take it up with him. You think that's wrong. So I've learned to live my life from the teachings of Sylvester Stallone and Paul Stanley, actually. Paul Stanley once said, what did he say? He said, you can run, you can hide, but you'll never get away. You can lie and deny, but you know you're going to pay. You never loved, you never thought you could. I'll treat you right, girl, you know I would. You can fight, but tonight, there's nothing you can do. I want you. It is a poetry Paul Stanley wrote, but what does that have to do with anything? What am I looking for out here? I was going to do something. Oh, the weather. I got to sneeze. Better look at the sun. Oh, here, I'll look at this sun. If you look at the sun, it can help you sneeze. Oh, I hate that when you got to sneeze this in the tip of my nose. Gajate. It's hot out. Or abawa. Abawa. It's warm out. Or dakiya. It's cold out. What is it? Well, this time I'm in a year in Minnesota, it's all three, depending on the time of day. Start out, it's really cold, and then it'll warm up, and it'll actually get hot. It'll get cold again. We get all the seasons in 1 month here. Ningwanaquad. Ningwanaquad. That's what it is. Ningwanaquad. It is cloudy out. Zugipod. It is snowing out. Actually, in this part of the Indian country, we say Zugipon with an N. I don't know what that port is. Nishkadad. Oh, it's nasty out. It's a mean and nasty place. That's what I was getting at. Just like Sylvester Stallone said. And when it rains, it's give me one. Oh, give me one. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn my back around. Anamakika. Anamakika. It is thundering out. Anamaki is a single thunder. Anamakika is when there thunders more than once. Wasimawag. Wasimawag is it's lightning out. Wasimawag. I say thunder, lightning, The way you love me, it's frightening. You better knock on wood. Anybody remember disco? Back in the days of the grandfathers, there was a type of music that came in and kind of cleansed the palate of the hippie movement. Somebody finally told the hippies, hey, you know what, you guys? Can you please take a shower? Here, put on this silk shirt. I got a white suit in the other room. Why don't you just go out dancing tonight? Enough of the pot smoking and the crying about your parents. Put on some shoes, take a shower, and dance the night away. It was the early 70s. And people had had enough of hippies. If you're too young, you might not remember this. But the great generation, my grandparents' generation, they fought a war. World War II. These were the original social justice warriors. These are the actual fascist fighters. They actually fought Nazis. No, these weren't the people, these days, anybody doesn't let you do what you want. Oh, you're a Nazi. How dare you? How dare you not let me teach critical race theory? Aren't you a Nazi? But back in the day, there was a great generation of people, our ancestors, who fought a war. And, created a country and a lifestyle and homes and family and tradition and all that. These were our grandparents. Then they had kids who grew up spoiled. And they didn't appreciate what their parents did for them. This was the baby boomer generation. I wonder what they call the World War II generation. Probably the World War II generation. So, my grandparents' generation gave birth to a whole bunch. When the soldiers came back, this is something you kids need to remember. When your great-grandfather and grandmother, when they hooked up initially, a lot of the men went off to war. They didn't know if they were going to live or die. These were the OJIBERISH, the warriors. So when they came back and they defeated the Nazis and they killed Adolf Hitler, and they said, hey, Adolf Hitler, we're Americans. We don't want to see you starting Walt Disney. And don't be rounding up some of these rocket scientists and start NASA. That's not our way. And so when the soldiers came back, all the ladies were like, oh, wow, you really look good in uniform. I love a man in uniform. And they would just jump on these guys. The guys would just be like, hey, baby, take it easy. They haven't invented condoms yet. And so all the ladies got pregnant over and over again, and they created the baby boom. They said, statistically, look at all these babies being born. Oh, wow, these ladies are really happy to see their men come home. And so that was the baby boomers. And within the baby boomers, the hippie movement. When the babies grew up a little bit. This is the other thing. Hippies only make it to about 18. Yeah, their body ages. They get fat and gray and gross. But their minds stay like a teenager. Baby boomers. So, the baby boomers grew up and they believed everything they saw on TV. They thought we went to the moon. And they also thought that they were the first generation to see through the injustices. The hippies and the baby boomers said, hey, you know what, you guys? Our ancestors, our elders, you're all a bunch of racists. We're going to do something about racism. Here, listen to this guy, Martin Luther King. And listen to that guy, Malcolm X. You guys are in big trouble. We don't even appreciate what you did. And they came out with really bad music, like the Mamas and the Papas. All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray, and the sky is gray. And every high school choir would end up singing that song. It was just terrible. And by this time, the Beatles had grown out their mustaches. That had something to do with their music. And they made bad music. And luckily, the one good thing about hippies, somebody finally put down what was his name? John Lennon. Mark David Chapman, a true American patriot, finally said, okay, enough of this hippie movement. I'm going to put down the king of the hippies, John Lennon himself. So he waited outside John Lennon's home, apartment. John Lennon, who didn't believe in borders or possessions, decided to live in a country he wasn't from, America. And he decided to marry a really ugly Asian woman. She was like the one unattractive Asian woman. Whatever her name was. Yoko Ono. The only truly unattractive, whatever she was, Chinese woman you'd ever seen. And together they, I don't know, they're just terrible. So Mark David Chapman read a book and then said, you know what? I got an idea. I'm going to shoot him. Got a gun. Went up behind John Lennon and said, hey, all you need is love. Of course, you're going to need an ambulance pretty quick here. And then, a funeral director. And he put, 6 or 7 bullets and maybe 6 bullets in John Lennon's back and killed him. Allegedly. I don't know. I can't say for sure if that actually happened. It's probably fake news. Some people say that John Lennon went on to become Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is actually John Lennon. That one astrophysicist, liar, Miko Pichu Chaku, whatever his name is. He's Bruce Lee, all grown up. Bruce Lee never died. Donald Trump used to be Elvis Presley. All these famous people were somebody else. But anyway, hey, Shelly Ham says, I remember disco very well. Do you got to boogie? Do you like the nightlife? I got a boogie. Shelly says, love the music from the 70s. Some of my favorite music is from the 70s. Memories. Yeah, it's weird, I think, at the time, everybody acted like they hated disco. Everyone was like, disco sucks. But then, 30 years goes by, and when you hear some of those old disco songs, you go, hey, man, that was great. Whatever happened to ABBA? I guess they're coming back together now. But, and Donna Summer. Yeah, well, And actually, some of you old timers will remember the Bee Gees. Bee Gees used to be great before disco. They kind of sound like old Beatles, only better. I started a joke that started the whole world crying. Oh, but I couldn't see that the joke wasn't funny. Gawin wawia denda gozi. Gawin wawia denda gozi. It's not funny. Come on, you guys. Quit laughing. That's not funny. Why are you laughing at jokes about John Lennon getting shot? Do you really think that's funny? Ugh, I'm just disgusted with you guys sometimes. That was somebody's father. Julian Lennon's father. Yeah, I know I just pointed at you and that's not our way, but don't laugh. Hey, Jude, your dad is dead. He got shot walking out of his apartment. Remember to come out with one album. And also remember, you'll never make it very far. Hey, Jude, you're John Lennon's son. Whatever happened to you? Gawin, wawienda gozi. It's not funny. Don't laugh at stuff like that. That's not funny. Wawiyaj is sort of the denda gozi is like if it's the condition of being funny. But if you were to say I'm funny or you're funny, you would say nin wawiyaj. I'm funny. Gee. Well, yuj. You're funny. But looks aren't everything. Nah. Anyway. We did a show last night. Some of you weren't around to see this, but I had to kind of talk about some trouble I got into for making fun of the I don't want to call them sodomites. You know, people of a persuasion. It's so tough. I don't want anyone to say I'm saying hate speech. People who, what's the word? Oh, gay people. I was making fun of the NFL saying they were gay. And some people got mad. Don't make fun of that. It's not funny. Why? It's insulting to call somebody gay. Oh, really? Why? Oh, because who'd want to be gay? Oh, really? You're the one who said that, not me. I'm just speaking truth to power. Anyway. Gawin. Wawayenda gozi. Oh, it's not funny. Quit laughing. So, I don't know. I was going to put a tobacco, but now I'm thinking maybe I'll let Natasha come on and do a prayer. Wawayaj. It's funny or it's not funny. But this is one thing I kind of liked. I couldn't find a word in Ojibwe in my little concise in my little concise Indian Minnesota Chippewa Ojibwe language dictionary or whatever. They didn't have a word for offended or insulted. There probably is a way to say that in Ojibwe. I just don't know it. So I just came up with what I came up with. All right, I miss Natasha. I better go home. Boop. Hello. Hi, sweetie. Hey, what's going on? I was trying to talk about stuff out here outside. Agua ching. But I'm less funny when I can't bounce stuff off you. Yeah, I know. Did you want me to pick you up? Would you mind? Sure. Hang on, I'm going to scan for your coordinates. No. All right, I gotcha. Don't move. I won't. 1 to teleport. Energize. Hey there, baby doll. Oh, hi. I wasn't outside. I mean, AG Waybuck Agua Ching. How was the weather outside? Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's a little chilly, but you can tell it's gonna warm up, be real nice. Should we go for a walk later? Yeah. So how are you guys doing? Whoa, wow. Look at all these people who showed up here watching the show today. It's the Boozhoo crew. I should say hi to some of these guys, huh? Yeah, why don't you? Always Learning's back. Hey! Boozhoo, Always Learning. And Shelly Ham. We already said hi to her. Joseph's here. Hey, Boozhoo, Joe. Is there a song about Joseph? I'm sure there is. Daniel Black. Boozhoo and Dinaway Magana Doog. Anin. Today is Ojibwe phrase of the day. Boozhoo and Dinaway Magana Doog. Hello, all my relatives, all my relations, all my Indians. Hello. If you wait 5 minutes and the weather will change. Exactly. That's Minnesota for you. Oh, it's cold. Let's wait 5 minutes. I can take off my jacket finally. It's impossible to dress this time of year. Like you leave the house wearing just layers, long underwear, flannel shirts, jacket, hoodie. And then before you come home, you're carrying a load of laundry in your arms because it's so hot. I'm telling you, I got more problems than anybody in the world. I know you do. What is that thing? What? This thing right here. Are you in a shot? No. What is that? I'm going to look into that. This is not supposed to be here. I don't know what that is. But anyway, don't want to draw attention to it. So today, I would like to ratchet down the humor and good times and the comedy. We're going to talk about a very serious subject. I'm probably going to cry while I talk about this.
You're not going to talk about boarding schools, are you?
Yes, I am. Because I'm trying to segue into Michael's song.
Oh, okay.
Did you guys know? Have you ever asked yourself, hey, how come I don't know my language? That's for the kids. You know, you go to big schools in the cities and you'll see kids from different countries and they'll be speaking their language from their grandparents. I met a kid who's from Mexico. He'll be speaking Spanish. Go, oh, wow. That kid knows 2 languages. Another kid from Somalia or wherever. And he's speaking Somalian. And, you know, everybody speaks another language. And then you come to the Indian kids and they're just speaking English. You know. And they go, how come we don't speak Ojibwe? How come more Indians don't know their language? Well, it comes down to the boarding schools. And, you know, the story keeps getting kind of twisted and perverted with people's politics and critical race theory. I don't know, just these things that everyone wants to fight over. You know, but one sort of truth in history is that we had schools that were immersion English-speaking schools that were kind of like Catholic schools and kind of like military schools that educated most Native American children in the Great Generation and their parents. Late 1800s through about 1940. I mean, there are still boarding schools, but once you get up to the 50s, after the World War II anyway, boarding schools were a different thing. You know, if you meet somebody right now who's like 45 and they're like, oh, I went to a boarding school, don't think of him as, oh, here's a real Indian. You know, that's a different thing. You know, he probably just didn't have parents who wanted to raise him, so they sent him off to boarding school. But my grandparents went to boarding school. And that's the reason. And in boarding school, in the old days, you weren't allowed to speak your native language at all. And everything was in English. It was very strict. There's stories of abuse. And there's evidence of abuse that's still being uncovered today. And I'm not going to go into, you know, all the politics or recent news. You guys know what it is. But this is a song about Michael's grandpa, Aubrey Lyons. And a lot of you have heard this song before. But Michael used to go to conferences and stuff like that, and high school visits. And he would bring his guitar and, you know, share stories about his grandparents going to boarding schools. Kind of give a little history lesson, a little Ojibwe language lesson, and sing this song. But since my big mouth can't shut up about the gays,
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm getting Michael into trouble. And so he's probably not going to be able to play this song live much anymore. So I was going to play it for you guys. This song is called Home. Oh, and here's the story behind it. Michael's grandpa Aubrey, when he was a little guy, went to the Flandreau Indian boarding school. The mission of Flandreau Indian boarding school was save the child by killing the Indian. There's famous quotes by a guy named General Pratt, who apparently, you know, was kind of the government guy behind starting the boarding schools. Dumb people will tell you, oh yeah, the white man, you know, they set up these schools, but it was much more complicated than that. It wasn't one guy who invented the concept of immersion schools. But George Armstrong Pratt, Armstrong? I don't remember his first name. Anyway, he became famous saying, the only thing that'll still be Indian about these kids by the time they graduate will be their blood. Part of the whole school experience was to change the identities of the kids. Didn't want them thinking like they were Indians anymore. In fact, that was when the term racist got started. They would call Indian people who didn't want to send their kids to a boarding school, they would call them the racists. Families who weren't interested in learning English and assimilating into the mainstream culture, they were called racists. They were into their race. I think Pratt started that word too. So you Indians coming here wanting to learn Ojibwe and live a traditional lifestyle, you're kind of a racist, according to General Pratt. Save the child by killing the Indian. So, old Grandpa Aubrey goes down there. He was born in, what year was your grandpa born? 1913. Oh yeah, it's right in the song. Aubrey was born in 1913. And he went to boarding school and he didn't like it. So he ran away 3 times. And 3 times the cops would catch him. He and his brother Ray Lyons, they'd sneak out of school, go down to the train tracks. And there was a train that would come by and go heading north. I mean, the tracks ran north and south. And so he figured, if I jump on this train, eventually this thing's going to go up north, and I know where these tracks go. They go right in front of they go right through Bena. So they would jump out, wait for a train to come by, jump on that train, and ride it until they were eventually caught each time. Until the last time. Middle of the day, beautiful day, kind of like today. The story goes, Grandpa Aubrey looks out the window and he sees a whippoorwill. Interesting kind of bird too, I don't know. I always knew about whippoorwills because of baseball. We'd have whippoorwills as a kind of bird that would come out in the baseball field and we have to chase them away. But whippoorwills are kind of, their nests are right on the ground. They don't put nests in trees for some reason. And if you come close to their nest, if they have eggs in there, the mama bird, or maybe the daddy bird, one of the birds will pretend it has a broken wing. And it'll be like, and he'll stumble off and try to get you to go after him. He'll look like he's a easy prey or something to get people away from the nest. A whippoorwill. So my grandpa, or Michael's grandpa, used to tell the story. He goes, yeah, I remember the day I quit school. I was 14 years old. And I was looking out that window. It was a beautiful day. And there was a whippoorwill right on the windowsill. And I said to myself, oh, you know what? That bird's got the right idea. So I closed my book. And I stood up and I walked out. And the teacher, she stops me. She goes, where do you think you're going? I says, I'm going home. And it was just such a weird, nobody stopped him. She was like, what? Sit down, wait. So she just went back to teaching. He goes wandering around. He leaves the school middle of the day. Nobody stopped him. They're all thinking somebody else was going to do it. Walked down to that train track. Train comes by, jumps on. And Flandreau is a long ways away from Bena, from up here. It's like an 8-hour drive by car today. So however far that is. 60 times 8 is 560 miles. And so it would have taken, and trains only go 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, So it would have been a long ride for him. But eventually he jumps out of that train, walks up to his dad's house. His dad's there raking leaves. He goes, where'd you come from? He goes, where do you think? And he never went back to school. So Michael, years later, wrote a song about this. And anyway, look at that. Who's this cutie?
Oh, get out of here.
And we filmed it. So, sweetie, would you get me out of the way? And then we can watch this song.
Sure.
All right, you guys. Miigwech, biz, and dawieg. Thank you for listening. And this song is called Home. And actually, I think I play guitar on it, but Michael sings it. And I will see you again. Giga Bubba Min. Minawa.
You ready, baby?
I'm ready.
When to teleport.
Energize. This song is for my grandfather, Aubrey Lyons, who went to the Flandreau Indian boarding school. I was born in 1913 in the storm of 1913. But then at boarding school, I was nobody's fool. Down at Flandreau, I grew madder every day. That's why I had to run away. 'Cause this is no way to live. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. But on a fateful day, me and my brother Ray, we planned our getaway. If we can make it to them tracks, we won't be coming back. We're gonna hop a train. I thought we got away, but then the cops came and took us back to a leather strap. But I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go. I remember it still. I saw a whippoorwill out on my windowsill. How could I sit still? So I got right up and I walked right out. The teacher said to me, "Where do you think you're going?" Boy, I said I'm going home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Niwakiwe, Niwakiwe, Niwakiwe.
Milwaukee way. Milwaukee way. I was kind of hoping to pull up that video in front of me, but instead my big fat face was in front. Sorry. Hey, everybody. Boozhoo. Michael, I love that song.
Yeah, it's a pretty good song.
Sorry you lost your gigs because of Mr. Big Mouth over here.
Hey. That's all right.
So what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey. You know what I want to do? I was hoping she'd be here by now, but I don't see her. We got the nicest gift. I'm going to talk about Kat's gift, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Michael, would you mind pulling up that?
Yeah, sure.
I want to say, gee, miigwech. Great thanks. Thank you so much to Cat Roll. We went out to the mailbox yesterday. We got this package. And Michael, just pull it out. This was made. We got 2 of these little quilts. There's a red one. This was made by Cat Roll from. Where is she from, sweetie?
Is she from Faribault?
Yeah, Faribault, Minnesota. And they're just beautiful. I'm thinking we should hang one on each side of the mirror over here.
That's a good idea.
And then, show me the other one there, Michael. And then it's got the, I don't know, I just think they're gorgeous. They're totally, I don't know if you can tell, but they're like 3-ply quilt. And I think it's just gorgeous, like artwork. But I actually think, you know what we could do with one of them, sweetie?
What's that?
Why don't we wrap that in, we can wrap the, flute in one of those.
Oh, instead of the, deer hide thing?
Yeah. Or we could put deer hide on the outside. I don't know. I just feel like I want to use it for something kind of, sacred. Anyway, thank you so much, Kat. We just love it. It's the sweetest, one of the best gifts we've ever gotten. So, miigwech. We don't have a post office box yet, you guys. I suppose we should finally go get one of those. But really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody, by the way, who supports the show. I know I do this every day, but thank you for our Patreon supporters. Patreon is kind of like, you know how like Michelangelo, they would always, if you read about him, goes, his patrons, would support him to paint the Sistine Chapel. Well, these days, we have patrons, Patreons, whatever they're called, people who support us. They'll give us $10 or $20 a month. It's like a subscription or something. And we also have a PayPal page and a GoFundMe. And you can order Ojibwe language books at Amazon.com by Michael Lyons. So anyway, enough of the commercial. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Hit the notification. Why don't you? Anyway. So that was sweet. I like getting that. I love when we get mail. It's not a bill.
Yeah, no kidding.
La la la. Do 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 do. Joseph says, LMAO. Hey, what's your language? Nice zag. What is this? 2 hot butts. Hey, Zagame's a recovering Catholic. She's going to Catholics Anonymous. How to spell Aubrey? I love that name. That's exactly how you spell it, Zagame. Aubrey. Yeah, it's a beautiful name for a boy or a girl. In our family, it's a boy's name. It gets passed around. But I think it's a pretty name for a girl, too. Like Audrey Hepburn. They don't make women like Audrey Hepburn anymore, huh?
Yeah, she was a pretty woman.
Yeah. Audrey Hepburn. You old poop. Remember that movie and that play?
On Golden Pond?
Yeah. That was the last time I liked Jane Fonda.
That's right. She was in that movie, wasn't she?
Yeah, that was her real life dad.
Oh, yeah. Peter Fonda or something? Jane?
I think it's Peter Fonda. I don't know. Jane Fonda, anyway, was the mom. But then there was Audrey Hep. I think it was I don't know who those people were. But I remember there was like an old couple, and she would be like, "You are my knight in shining armor, you old poop. Sweetie, you're my knight in shining armor."
Oh, am I?
Yep. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Na, na, na. Zakame asks, how do you say you are welcome? That's a good question. Sweetie, how would you answer that?
In our way, we kind of say, "Aho."
Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's weird because welcome is a weird word. When somebody says thank you, we usually respond with, "Oh." And I go, "What'd you call me? You call me a hoe?" No. I said, "A hoe." A hoe. I hear you. I acknowledge that you just said thank you. Oh. Miigwech. A hoe. It's kind of like, this is kind of funny. In our town, a few years ago, some people got a grant from somewhere they were doing a project. They're going to make signs all over the city in Ojibwe language. So you could go up to the library and say, "Welcome to the library." And then they have words for "welcome to the library" in Ojibwe, ideally. But of course, the people who have the money to make these signs didn't know anything how to speak Ojibwe. So they came up to Michael and they're like, "Hey, can you help us translate these words?" And he's all like, "Well, let's take a look at this." And be words like, library. What's the Ojibwe word for the library? I don't know. We didn't have libraries back in the day. The place where the books are. Mazini gun. Wagam. What is lodge?
Wagami.
Yeah, whatever. Wigwam. Gummy wee. Wee gummy wee. Mazini gun, wee gummy wee. The book lodge would be a word for library or something. But on almost every door, every business door, they'll have one side will have the English word. Welcome. And the other side will be Boozhoo. And you go, okay, I see what you're trying to do here. It's nice, but Boozhoo doesn't mean welcome. Boozhoo means hello. And so they asked, "What's the word for welcome? How do you say welcome to our store?" I said, "Well, we don't really have a word for welcome. You could say enter. Bindigain. Bindigain. Enter. Freely and of your own will. Bindigain. Enter." But, they couldn't be bothered with Googling the Ojibwe phrase. That's the other thing, by the way, English speakers. You can Google any word in Ojibwe now. So, there's really no excuse not to know. Sunny day. Daniel Black. Boozhoo, Daniel. How nice to see you. As they stated, this is the most inclusive show on the web. That's right. Lots of diverse characters phone in and want to learn. Yeah, we got you on the phone.
Let's see. Do you want to talk to, I don't know, Van Gogh?
Vincent Van Gogh?
Yeah, he's on the phone.
I don't really feel like talking to him.
Okay.
You want to see a picture of Michael and his grandpa?
Yeah, show him that.
Let me make it a little bigger. Aw, just cute. You kind of look like your grandpa now.
Yeah, if I wear glasses and grow a mustache.
And if your hair wasn't so ridiculously long.
Yeah.
Sunny day. Now, kids, this is a photograph from the old days. Yeah, people didn't even think they had photographs back when Michael was a kid, but they did. This looks like one of those old, before they had color photography.
Yeah, I know.
And they all painted in with a brush. But there's the old man. You know what else I always noticed in this picture?
What's that?
Aubrey was skinny, But look at that bicep. That guy could pick up outdoor motors with one arm.
Yeah, he had to work hard a lot, so I think he was kind of cut for a skinny guy.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Aubrey Lyons. Woo-ka-hey. Your cousin Tommy really reminds me of Grandpa Aubrey too.
I know. That's why I like hanging out with him. It just reminds me of my grandpa.
Yeah. La 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 do do do. So let's see what else we got here. Where's Jessica?
I haven't seen her yet.
What is this? The Wendigo's here. Papino Dow is real and it has a price. Papino Dow. Boozhoo Wendigo. The Wendigo. I hope it's not the real Wendigo.
You think it might be?
I don't know. Are you a cannibal? No. Van Gogh is an art. Oh, arse. Yeah, he's kind of an arse. I like that word. It doesn't sound as mean as ass. He's an arse. Zagatela. How's the weather up there in the Minnesota Triangle? Well, it changes every 10 minutes. Currently, it's sunny and nice. It'll probably snow before the day's over. You think it's going to snow by Halloween?
I bet you it's gonna. I haven't heard anything, but it feels like it's gonna be an early winter.
Yeah, huh? I predict an early winter. Okay. Well, sweetie, if you don't have anything else you want me to get into.
We got a little bit of time. You want to go outside and say a prayer?
Oh, yeah, I suppose I could. Would you telephone me outside?
You bet.
All right, I'm going to go outside, put a little tobacco.
All right, 1 to teleport. Hold on, let me lock in on your coordinates.
Okay.
And you all set?
Yep.
All right, teleporting.
Energize. Energize.
I'm wiggling the thing and I'm pushing the button like every time.
You got to kind of hold down on the button when you wiggle the wire. Yeah, like that. So, hi. Aguaching. Outside. Yesterday, I think I taught the word for, I wonder if I still have it. Yeah. Miigwech ishi bamadazion. I learned one thing about these little Velcro stickers. They don't last forever. I learned this thing recently in my adult life. If you ever get the blues, you ever get depressed or whatever, you're down in the dumps, and you need one thing to bring you up, you don't need cold gin. Don't listen to Paul Stanley and Ace Frehley and those guys. You're not going to find, relief from your depression at the bottom of a bottle. That's never going to happen. But one of the things that really helps me, especially with anxiety, if you ever start to worry about everything, it's, oh no, they're going to have the vaccine mandate. They're going to turn the kids gay, whatever. I like to write down a gratitude list. Just start writing down everything you can. Miigwech. Gratitude. Get an attitude for gratitude. If you can start writing down, they say you can either have gratitude or worry, but you can't have them at the same time. You can either have anxiety or gratitude. And you'll know this to be true if you've ever been almost been in a car accident. Actually, even if you have been in a car accident, usually get out of a car accident if you're not dead and go, oh man, I almost died. That was so close. I'm so lucky. And the doctor also says, you were really lucky. That bullet missed your heart by 1 centimeter. You're lucky. I'm like, yeah, real lucky you got shot. But you're lucky you didn't die. When you can count the things you're lucky about, you won't care about the stuff you think you're worried about. It's like I remember one time I went off the road and I was lucky it wasn't way worse. Cop came, they towed me out. Didn't get hurt. Car got a little banged up, but not bad. I didn't get into trouble for drinking and driving. And I did, everything was fine. Even though I was in a car wreck. But I was so grateful that I didn't care about things like, oh, I'm late. Oh, how much money do I have on my checking account? Oh, what's that thing growing on my wrist? You don't care about you don't sweat the small stuff when you have gratitude. So, when I pray, I always try to thank him for, sometimes I just start listing stuff that I'm thankful for, even dumb little things. It's okay. You can thank the Creator for your pretty hair. Go, I'm so grateful I have hair. Oh, my eyebrows really look great today, whatever it is. I'm thankful that I'm, healthy. Thankful that I'm not in jail. Thankful I'm not going through a divorce. Thankful I'm not in trouble. I'm thankful that I can play the guitar. I'm thankful I can sing. I'm thankful I can draw. I'm thankful that I don't have to be at a job I hate. Thankful I'm not looking for a job that I'll hate in the future. I'm thankful that I have a pickup that can drive around. I'm thankful that the heat's working in the house. I'm thankful my cat is healthy. I'm thankful that I have the Boozhoo crew. I'm thankful for my cousin Missy. I'm thankful for my family in general. Thankful for friends, everything. Just keep going. And pretty soon you're going to forget what your problems are. You really won't. Because 99% of your problems, you have no control over. You can't work them out anyway. And worrying about it's not going to do a thing. It really won't. All your worrying won't another minute by. So, if you don't have time to thank the Creator for every little thing in your life, you could thank Him for all of it at once by saying, Miigwech Iji Bimadazian. Thank you for my life. The whole thing. The whole kit and caboodle. Whatever that means. So I'm going to take a little tobacco. Asema. I'm going to say, Kichimanadu. Utapana niwi asema. Except my tobacco. Kichimanadu. Miigwech Iji Bimadazian. Thank you for my life. I'm going to put that tobacco on the ground. And just, that's all you got to do. Ape and gay. Amen.
Oh, thank you, me daughter. I appreciate the tobacco offering.
Oh, hello, Kichimanadu. Hey, everybody, it's a great spirit.
Hello, Boozhoo crew. How are you this morning?
How are you?
I am the Creator. I'm great.
Oh, that's right. I suppose you are, huh? Did you know how to say my life in Ojibwe?
Did I know how to say? Sweetheart, I invented the Ojibwe language. I'm a fluent speaker, don't you know?
Oh, that's right. Of course, you know. You made up the language yourself.
I created everything.
Even flare pens?
Even the flare plan.
Wow, you sure are great.
That's why they call me the Great Spirit, because I can invent everything.
Okay. I should get home.
All right. I will see you again, my daughter. Gigawabamin. Minawa.
Gigawabamin. Minawa. Kichimanadu. The Great Spirit, you guys. All right, I'm bringing it home. Miigwech Iji Bimadazian. Thank you for my life. Bloop.
Okay, Boozhoo.
Hi, sweetie. It's Natasha.
Hey, baby doll. Did you want me to pick you up?
Yeah, would you mind?
Not at all. All right. I've locked in on your coordinates.
Okay.
And now I'm going to teleport you home. Hold still.
Okay.
1 to teleport.
Energize.
Hey, welcome back.
Thanks, baby. Did you want to say anything before I sign out?
No, that's pretty good.
Okay. Well, everybody, me quetch gonna wobby egg. Thank you for watching. Anything else we need to say before? Thank you for watching the podcast with a soundtrack. Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture, baby. I am Natasha. This is Nanaboozhoo.
Okay, miigwech gonna wabi egg. Thank you for watching.
This is Michael Lyons.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
And I will see you again. Gigawaba min, minawa. Oh, one more time, baby doll, will you do me the small favor of teleporting me back outside?
Yeah, I will.
See you later.
One to teleport.
Energize!